fountain, forward every stream, follow everybody way, till you found your dreams. Hello. I'm not sure why I'm doing this. I'm wide awake, I guess. I was tired half an hour ago. Oh, I've got to fix this. Oh, I forgot. I have to change the monitor my pen will react to. Otherwise, there we go. I'll touch this screen, my drawing tablet, this one here, but it'll be dragging around the monitor on there. So I have to switch it. I don't know why it does that. I'm not sure if this even needs color or not. I'm actually curious to see if anyone will hop in here and go, hey. I'm trying to keep my voice down because the roommate's in the back room asleep. He is has to be up early. Nothing. Nothing at all. Let's go gradient. Night sky. Blue sky. Blue sky. That's not blue. That's a terrible looking blue. Let's change that blue. Don't want black. Oh, I see. Ha. That's a little better. Not even sure if I should even color this. Call some gradient. I can always change that. What do we do here for the ground? I feel like it should be painted. What do we got here? I don't even know what I have. This is a brush. I should have painting. There's thick paints like gouache and oil, realistic, watercolor. I don't know. I don't know. guess. But I guess. Sure, it's got some texture to it. That's our word for the day. Texture. Oh, snap eraser. It's too. It's supposed to be hard eraser. It's not all that hard. That's what she said. Why does erasing feel more difficult than it should tonight? This is not supposed to take this long. By the way, there's probably a good 30-second delay or more. So if you leave a comment, remember, I won't see it for at least a minute or more. And I got to look over here. Now I know you're going, what about that splotch? Screw the splotch. I don't care if it's a splotch. Oh, that's an eraser. That's not what I want. See, this is supposed to be water. I don't know. There. See, all blended. What's a blender? Oh. What do we got here? That gouache. No. You used gouache? I don't know if I've ever used it. It's like really hard, opaque watercolor. No, I want this white. Dirty white. think people get confused by gouache. Because for working with block solid areas of color, it doesn't blend like watercolor. It doesn't blend like acrylic. It doesn't really blend, period. It's meant to it's a pain in the ass is what it is. You have to just learn to use it, but it's not that bad. Rain, snow, dust, directional hair, wet media brushes. Oh, all right. Clouds, pretty clouds. Oh my God. What was that? Those are clouds. Why are the brushes starting so gigantic? That's too big. No, that looks terrible. This is a weird brush. Looks like smoke. I don't know. feel like I should put a little snail in here. Maybe later. Can I go to the desktop? Yeah. Yeah, that. Oh, hi. Hi, Big Bad Mama. Big Man Japan. No, I don't think we've talked about it. I've heard about it. I've seen pieces of it. I have not seen the whole thing, though, but I've seen chunks of it. But it was one of those that kind of escaped me. I'd like to. I haven't thought about it in a long time. I should look for that one again. It looked really amusing. How can I switch back? I need to hide my computer screen for a minute while I do something. Have you seen it before? Because I am, now that you've mentioned it, now I'm curious to see the rest of it. I'll have to look for that one. I have to keep my voice down because my roommate's asleep. He's electricity. Okay, I knew he was like this regular person who turned giant, and he like wrestles monsters or something like that. But no, I didn't know it was electricity though. Interesting. I missed the rest of Adams. I was hoping to come back and maybe catch the end of his live, but I'd like just missed him. Yeah, it's been a while, but from oops, what happened to my mouse? 1 second. My computer's acting weird here. Give me 1 second. From what I remember, yeah, it was very bizarre, but it was strange, but it was also really funny. I definitely should look for that one again. I am changing my Facebook banner. See, I thought that was going to. Okay. I misjudged the size for my Facebook banner. Did you catch any of Adam's stream at all, or? I saw him just as he started, and I had friends from out of town, and we went for dinner and caught a movie. And they brought me back, and I thought I should see if Adam's on, because Adam does really long streams. He'll go for like 4 or 5 hours or more. And I thought, oh, I wonder if he's still up. I'll hop on. And when I hopped onto YouTube, I saw it that it had finished, and I'd like just missed him. I was like, crap. So But if I see it, I'll if I can find it, maybe I'll download it, and then I'll try and watch Big Man Japan sometime, and then we can talk about it. We went to see we went to see Violent Night tonight. It was a David Harbour film where he plays Santa Claus and he rescues a family that is being kidnapped. And it is very violent, but it's very funny. And we had a good time, actually. I enjoyed watching that far more than I enjoyed watching Avatar. Excuse me. It's really over the top, but it's really great. So Avatar, yeah, we saw it before the Christmas holidays, and I mean, it's almost kind of it hits the same beats as the first one. Really beautiful to look at. We saw it on AVX 3D with the 48 frames per second projection. And man, it's like you could walk up to the screen and put your hand right into the water. It's so crisp, it's so realistic looking, like you're looking like so visually it's fantastic. It's beautiful. The film is like over 3 hours long, and by about halfway I had enough. um, there's a scene in the middle of the movie that kind of turns the tides for what's going on. I don't want to spoil anything in case you see it, but you'll know what it is. And it's long. It's 3.5 hours. But this scene in the middle is very unpleasant. That's all I'm going to say. And it just kind of keeps going. And you know they're the bad guys, and the bad guys are doing something not very nice. And and I don't want to say too much, but you'll know it if you see it. And I was almost about to get up and walk out for 5 minutes until the scene ended because it just kept going and going. And it's supposed to be a bad thing happening. It's supposed to be tragic and it's supposed to be terrible. And but it didn't need to go on for as long as it did, and it was very uncomfortable to watch, and I didn't want to see anymore. Even though you know it's a movie, you know it's all CGI and it's not real, but things like this do happen in real life, and it was just like I don't need to see. Fortunately, the scene then came to an end, and yes. Yes, they do. That's especially since they kind of establish these creatures as being these beautiful things that can communicate with the beings on the planet, and there's sort of a spiritual connection. And yes, it's quite awful what happens to one of them. And I get the idea is you're supposed to make you hate these people for what they do. And then the ending feels like the Titanic again. It's like it's yeah. It was like it's like James Cameron wanted to do the Titanic again in the last 30 minutes. It also go on and on and on. Feels like part of the Titanic again. So like I said, it's beautiful to look at. It's some of the scenery is just stunning. And like I said, if you see it on like a big IMAX or AVX screen with the 48 frames per second frame projection, it's like you could put your hand right into the screen. The water scenes are just, you feel like you're looking into a tank. It's that realistic. But as I said, after about halfway through, I was like, okay, give me something to care about in this movie. And I just, I'm the same way. I I am. How do you do this again? There. Yeah, I am exactly the same way. Even if I know it's completely 100% fake, it it's cringy and it's uncomfortable and it bothers me a lot and I don't like it. Um, uh, I remember years ago, some whole bunch of friends and myself were supposed to go see Gladiator, and I kind of didn't want to because I didn't want to see the scene with the tigers in the big Coliseum. And I said, I don't want to see the tigers get killed. I know it's fake. I know it is. I know it's terrible CGI and stuffed tigers are throwing around, but I just didn't want to see it. And one of the girls who'd seen it already, she says, "No, no, no, don't worry about it." She says it's you don't really see anything. Don't worry, nothing gets killed. Okay. And then one tiger gets killed, and I turned and I glared at her, and she says, "I'm sorry, the very fake tiger got killed." Like, what did you do that? I was so mad at her for that. But yeah, so but yeah, and I haven't seen an Avatar. Just it wasn't. Yeah, it was very quick. It was very quick, but it was the fact that she lied to me about it. She knows that I didn't like that sort of thing, and she's like, "No, no, no, nothing dies." I should have known better. It was almost practically in the trailer, um, but the one in Avatar is intense, and it goes on way too long. That one, so I will not see that movie ever again. So, but yeah, I didn't. But the funny thing was, I saw Violent Night tonight, and I had a great time. It's so silly and over the top, um, but it was pretty much what I was expecting. I'd heard kind of mostly what it was about, so I had roughly an idea in my head what it was. So, but we had a good laugh. There's some great lines in it. I mean, it was short too. It was only about 90 minutes. Yeah, you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time with it for sure. In fact, I was expecting to be all like it's I don't want to under so like I was expecting to be almost more violent than what it was, and it's still really violent, but I was actually expecting a little bit more, but it's still a lot. There's a lot of people killed in it. Quite graphic. A lot of practical effects to create some of the gore and the kills. I think it's about 10 after 3 here, and I didn't even plan to come on. This was all kind of just on the spur of the moment. Um, I don't. It was almost because I missed Adam. I missed Adam's show, and so I thought, oh, Hobo with a Shotgun. Um, no, that one I haven't seen. Uh, um, no, that one I don't think I have. No, I was confusing it in my head with a different one. They did it grindhouse style with the Mexican. It actually says that in the trailer. What was that one called? Really over the top, silly. Over the top. Yeah, I definitely will. There's so many films that kind of slipped over under the radar in my years that I'd like to see. I missed a lot of good flicks. It's gonna bug me the name of that movie that I was confusing it with for a minute. Yeah. Um, okay. All right. Yeah. Um, not Luca Libre. Um, it was the same idea. It was originally a spoof trailer, and they actually turned it into. Uh, yeah, yeah. It wasn't one of Tarantino's, but it was definitely inspired by it. Oh, Machete. That was it. Machete was the one I was thinking of. I was confusing with that one um, for a minute. Yeah, Hobo with a Shotgun. I'll definitely look for that. Oh, the poster is great. I love those style of posters. Um, there's two of them. That one's great though. Sorry, yeah, I'm looking at it here. Okay, did you ever see Black? I did. I did see it. Uh, it's been a long time, and my memories kind of faded on it. Because I remember I saw that, and um, what was the one with the the killer in the mining tunnels? It was we saw it like on a double feature years ago. Like I would like at least 30 years ago or more. I saw both of them. Um, oh, was it My Bloody Valentine? Like the 1981 movie. And um, yeah, because they were both Canadian films. So it was My Bloody Valentine and Black Christmas. I remember we saw like kind of on a double feature. Um, and It's been so long. I'll have to. Yeah, she got a reflection. The only photo of the killer. And oh, is that right? Interesting. Interesting. I wonder uh, if like if you can only see it like on the DVD or Blu-ray for it to be clear enough. 'Cause TV crop stuff and it was low quality, but that's interesting. Um, because I always said I would kind of like to revisit My Bloody Valentine, so maybe I should do that. I'll have a double feature again with both of those, and I'll definitely have to. I remember watching. I think it was with my mom actually, because my mom loved horror movies. My mother was definitely not. She was not one of these soap opera. She hated soap operas, but she loved horror movies and slasher movies, and she loved like Halloween and all that kind of thing. So we used to sit and watch those all the time. Even my dad didn't like them. My dad liked war movies, though, strangely, but he didn't like horror movies. But my mom did, so we used to sit up late and watch them. I miss those days. But I'm gonna have to call it here because it's really late, and I gotta I don't have to be up too early, but I do have to go to work in the afternoon tomorrow. Yeah, I don't want to work anymore. Retire. But gonna I'm gonna call it a night. But it was fun talking to you. I'm glad you came on and chatted for a bit. So I'll definitely be doing more streams in the near future. I just have to arrange the time a little better. I've got a lot of shifts coming up in the next week and a half, so I'll once I'm past this, then by the end of January, I'll have a lot more free time. Fingers crossed, touch wood, etc. I should do. So, but anyways, you too. You have a good night, and we'll definitely talk soon. All right. Bye for now.